From your official UK station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Game Day.
With the first pick in the 2022 WNBA draft, the Atlanta Dream select Rhyne Howard from the University of Kentucky.
The Queen has been crowned. Welcome into BBN Game Day. I'm Maggie Davis.
And I'm Christy Thomas. And this week, Rhyne Howard became the first player in Kentucky women's basketball history to be drafted #1 overall. Pretty
incredible.
Cool. Yes.
We're going to talk a whole lot about that. Jeff Picoro is also here with us today to help us wrap up spring football in just a couple of minutes.
But first, we have to start with the GOAT, Rhyne Howard, who's made history once again. She's heading to Atlanta, where she'll play for the Dream. This was all quite a dream. She pushed for an aggressive trade just a few days before the draft in order for the Dream to have the #1 pick. That's how badly they wanted Howard. The Dream's only other #1 pick was former U of L Cardinal Angel McCautry, who went on to become their franchise player, earned 5 WNBA All-Star appearances, and led the Dream to 3 WNBA Finals appearances. So I think it's safe to say they know what they're doing. Howard will look to do something similar on draft night. She said her next goal is WNBA Rookie of the Year and to be a part of a winning team. She talked with ESPN's Holly Rowe moments after hearing her name called first.
Yeah, I'm shaking right now. A sigh of relief. Just this is a dream come true, and I'm glad it's real. I don't know.
It is real. You think you're going to be so calm in this moment, but it's a dream come true. And I know your mom was a coach much of your life for you. What did she pour into you that helps you be standing on this stage right now?
She made so many sacrifices for me. She always told me to believe in myself and just work for everything that I want, and it'll come true. And that's what I did.
So happy to see her there. Listen, and the fit was working, Maggie.
Of course, her and Elsie both.
Oh, man, the fit was working for us. So congratulations on all fronts, Ryan. You absolutely killed it. Obviously, Big Blue Nation just became Atlanta Dream fans, so everybody get out and get your gear.
Absolutely.
Get your jerseys. They're out there.
And their season starts in May, so you don't have to wait very long to see Rhyne Howard in action again.
Yes.
She had a lot of great moments throughout her career here in Lexington. So let's take a look back now at some of them for number 10's top 10, starting with at Florida back in 2021. The Queen. She dropped 31 points on the Gators, Christy, wearing the pink uniforms, too. I always liked when they wore these.
Listen, this kid, I've said it from start to finish, she can score in so many different ways, but it's that three-point shooting, and you're going to see a lot of that in this top 10. So game 9 was this year's Georgia game. This one was at home. How about 30 points? 5 rebounds, and then she's doing it defensively as well with 3 steals. This is something that was a little underrated with her game, and that's her defense.
Absolutely. Now let's throw it all the way back for number 8. That'd be 2018 at Louisville. Knocking on the triple-double door here. 25 points, 10 boards, 6 assists in this one, and of course, even better, because it came against the Cards.
Exactly.
You love when that happens.
Exactly. Anytime we can put it to the Dirty Birds, we'll do it. All right, game 7. It's Georgia again. Boy, she had the Bulldogs number, no doubt about that. Ryan, really not a fan of the Bulldogs. She made that very clear. This was in 2021. 27 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. She also, you'll notice we keep saying assists. That's because she passes the ball incredibly well, Maggie.
Always did. Game number 6 now. Howard put up 29 points against Cal. And let's not forget, she also had the game winner, 3 seconds to go. That's what became known as ride time. We saw that a lot throughout her career here.
Indeed, we did. Yes, we did. All right, number 5. It's the North Carolina Tar Heels, and it's Howard's first double-double at Kentucky. This is way back. I say way back. Golly, November of 2018.
What year is it?
I know. Well, listen, we knew she was special then. The very second she stepped on campus, we knew she was special.
Yes, always was, always will be. Now, game number 4, and it's a fourth quarter takeover for the Queen. 25 points in the fourth quarter and overtime alone. 33 total on the board for Howard in this one. It's a road dub at Mississippi State in 2021. When she got going, there was really no stopping her. That's what we saw down the stretch in this one.
No question about it. 10 months later, a triple-double, and this was historic. Just the 3rd time that that's ever happened in school history. That's really kind of hard to believe, but this is really fitting for someone like Rhyne Howard and what her capabilities are for her to have that triple-double on her resume. We would expect no less.
Exactly. This one is fitting, too. January of 2020, it was Howard's home state, Tennessee Lady Vols, who had to be on the other end of her 7 3-pointers and 37 total points. I remember this game, Christy. This was unbelievable to watch. You just kept thinking she was going to run out of gas. And she never did.
She didn't. Well, you're right. Look, and that sick crossover right there, all she needed was a little bit of space. She had such a quick release on her 3-point shot, which is what made her so dangerous. And it was a silky, smooth-looking 3-point shot. Look at that right there. And it was just butter. It was something to see. So at number 1, it ties the program record 43 points against the Crimson Tide. That matches Jennifer O'Neal's record from 2013. Really no surprise here. We're seeing, and we'll continue to see, Rhyne Howard's name all over the record books for a very, very long time. She leaves out of here as the #2 all-time leading scorer. It's really something.
And she deserves it. And especially after watching her really succeed and thrive here for 4 straight years, getting to see her have that moment at the WNBA draft was so special. Elsie was there. Her mom was there. Really awesome moment for the fan base as well.
It was
a lot of fun.
Super fitting. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Now looking over to the men's side, a lot of decisions were made and announced this week. No big surprises in here. Of course, we do know now that Ty Washington officially heading to the NBA draft. He's a projected first-round pick, so he'll go ahead and hire an agent, forgo that college eligibility, and start his pro career. A couple of other guys are just testing the waters for right now. That'd be Keon Brooks and Jacob Toppin. They're also going to throw their name in the draft, go through the workouts, get some feedback, but both maintaining eligibility. So in theory, both could still be back next season.
Bryce Hopkins and Dante Allen both decided to enter the transfer portal this offseason. And we now know Allen isn't going too far. He'll be a hilltopper at Western Kentucky next season. I think this is a brilliant decision.
I do too. I think it's a good fit for him, not too far away. I mean, he's always been sort of the hometown kid, and I'm glad he's not going too far. Obviously, wish him good luck in this move. The decisions we're all eagerly awaiting for now, though, is Oscar Tshiebwe, of course. What's he going to do next, Christy? He's been all over the state this week. Busiest guy, I swear, in all of Kentucky, meeting with politicians in Frankfurt about NIL laws, preaching at churches, speaking at schools, even became a Kentucky colonel. And he's still trying to figure out how this basketball season flew by.
It went by so fast, you never know. Like, that's why you got to enjoy every moment in life. Like, according to script, every moment in life is a gift. So every time God is doing something good for you, you got to be grateful and you got to be thankful for that.
Oscar's also said he's going to let God lead the way in his decision-making process, Christy, but I think we'll know for sure sooner rather than later, most likely sometime next week.
Is he running for governor?
Not yet.
I feel like that's what's happening. He had way too much on his plate to decide what his future was going to be just yet, but no, I agree with you. All right, we wish him the best of luck, and I hope he comes back. I want to see him here. All right, well, coming up, we'll switch gears to football. Jeff Pecoro joins us with his takeaways from Kentucky football's 15 spring practices. Watch what happens next. That's coming up on BBN Game Day.
BBN Game Day, sponsored by Coca-Cola, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, Kentucky Select Chevy Dealers, Kroger, Lexington Opera House, Papa John's, Shelter Insurance, and Specialty Foods Group.
This can't be right.
Trouble with your taxes? You know, filing your taxes doesn't have to be complicated. With Tax Act, filing is simple. Incoming! Switch to Tax Act and start for free.
Good morning, America. Today, thousands of our teammates will make and deliver over 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally, in towns large and small. From the heartland to the coast, our products are moving and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose. We love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Hunt Brothers Pizza has been proudly serving communities across America for over 25 years. Choose from Hunt Brothers Pizza's original crust or thin crust. Then customize your pizza with any of our 10 toppings to choose from at no extra charge. With that many options, there's sure to be a topping combination for everyone to enjoy a Hunt Brothers Pizza. Download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app to find one of our 7,500 locations inside a convenience store near you.
Miscellaneous expenses.
Tax worries. With Tax Act, you file for less and get your maximum refund. You're gonna need this. Oh, other way. Yeah.
Thank you.
Switch to Tax Act and start for free.
Tax Act.
You're watching BBN Game Day.
Welcome back into BBN Game Day.
Happy to be joined by our friend, Jeff Pecoro with the UK Sports Network. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you, but thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't believe it because it just started getting nice outside, but spring practice is now over. I mean, the timing on this didn't really work in the Cats' favor, but it's behind them now. 15 practices spread out over a couple of weeks. Now, basically, the players finish up classes, finish the semester, and then go their own way for the summer. Some are going to, of course, stick around here in Lexington, but a lot go wherever home is. Before any of that can happen, they do have one final meeting. Listen to this.
Coaches got to get organized and ready to go. We got in-depth player evaluations and coaches doing evals and already on that, and we'll meet with everybody next week, and then they got to get organized and get ready to get on the road recruiting. So there's still a lot to do.
So obviously we don't know exactly what's going to be said in those meetings, but we've been around all spring, heard a lot. Jeff, you've seen a lot. So let's go through some of these key names and what we think these meetings might entail for them. Let's start with offensive tackle Dave Wallaball.
Well, you know, I thought he played very well in the scrimmage. You had Flax, he, and Buford that kind of rotated there, but for Wallaball, I think that he was kind of a wild card. They were hoping that he would be there. He is there. He's played great. I think what they're telling him is, look, you've got to get bigger and stronger, because a lot of times he kind of got knocked backwards a little bit. We caught lead in the pants. Yeah, you know, he's got to learn to play a little bit lower. But to me, it's just you have to spend this whole offseason in the weight room and get physically stronger because of the size of the Southeastern Conference.
Player
I expect big things from him.
That's all we hear about, player development, so I expect no less. All right, another O-lineman who may be looking to take some extra steps this summer is Jagger Burton. Jeff, your take. But first, here's what Zach Yenser had to say about the Frederick Douglass.
I absolutely love the way that he plays ball. I mean, he is... you know, I think when he continues to get a little bit stronger, but I think that guy's going to be a really special football player. He is athletic. He's one of the most athletic guys we got. And I think he's at guard, his mentality, he's smart. So I'm really fired up about him.
It's a little bit different for him moving to the inside. He played mostly tackle, obviously, in high school. But for me, it's kind of the same thing I said about Wallaball, is he just has to get physically bigger and stronger. His biggest asset, as Coach Yenser just said there, is his feet. He has great feet. He can play basketball. Yeah. That's how good he is. Kind of like Lorenzen. You're thinking, guy weighs 300 pounds, but all of a sudden he's dancing back there.
How's he doing this?
Jagger's the same way. He's got great footwork. But for me and him, he just simply has to, as you see there, a little bit physically bigger and stronger. Again, I expect huge things from him this year, too.
All right, let's go to Mike Drennan now. Donut move from receiver to running back last season. Seems like that's where he's going to stay this season, but it's a deep room, maybe one of the deepest. What does he do over these next 6 months to stand out come fall camp?
Well, you know, he's one of those guys that really stood out in the spring game where you're thinking, okay, it's almost in baseball, if a guy get hit, you're like, we got to find him a position. Every time he touched the ball in the spring game, he made stuff happen. For him, it's just settle in one position. You can't be a receiver and a running back. So they have to make up their mind, where are we going to play him? Is he going to be in the backfield, or is he going to be a receiver, H-back, whatever? And then for me, it's learn the playbook. If he's in the backfield, he has to learn all the pickups. If they blitz and he leaves and he's not there for blitz pickup, then your quarterback gets killed. So he has to learn that kind of stuff. But I think it's going to help him when they finally say, this is your position, learn it and learn the playbook. Then I think he's going to be much better.
All right, well, offense doesn't have all the fun.
That's
There
right.
is some defense, by the way, specifically the line. Sam Anelli is a name we've heard over the last 2 years, really was talked an awful lot about as he was recruited and signed here. But here's what D-line coach Anwar Stewart sees in him.
He's big, he's long, he can run. He has everything that NFL guys are looking for. Like when you see Sam, I mean, when you look at him, I mean, he's a big, strong kid, can run, he's athletic. And so now it's just the weight room and on the field needs to transition, right? It needs to bond together. And so that's what we're working on with him. But he's doing an excellent job. He's a hard worker, and he's a really smart kid.
Octavius Oxendine is still rehabbing from injury, so he was limited this spring, but we expect him to be full go this fall. So what's the plan for Sam, Jeff? Have to be ready to compete at an SEC level, but what are the coaches telling him right now?
Well, I think it's the same thing as I've said, and I know I sound like a broken record, but you just have to get physically stronger. He has every tool you're looking for. As you heard him say, all the NFL scouts say, wow, who is that guy? Yeah. He's shown flashes. Now it's every play he has to step up. And again, it's when does the light go on for these guys? We saw the same thing with Bully. He could play a play or two, then he would take a play or two off. You can't do that. And with Anelli, it's the same thing. It's if he can get in there and he can consistently contribute, I think, look, to me, when I look at that, especially when you get Oxendine back, I think that defensive line is going to really surprise some people because with Ox back, they're going to be really deep. And you're not going to have to play 50 or 60 plays a game. If these guys can, if he can contribute for 30 plays a game, then I think that he can go on and play at the next level.
One of the best linebacker rooms you've seen at Kentucky. You know, you got guys in there like DeAndre Square. You have Jacquez Jones. What does Trevin Wallace have to do to stand out in that talented room?
Wait his turn. I mean, look, there are going to be games when you might have all five, and I had Weaver and Wright in there at the linebackers too, where you might have 4 or 5 of them playing at once. Derek Jackson is the big guy. Trevin can cover in space. He can also blitz. He's not afraid to stick his nose up in there. He's a playmaker. He has to be on the field because he makes plays just like this one right here. He can cover. It's a special guy. We've seen that in squares. He's really developed over the last couple of years that it's not just on passing downs, but now he can play all 4 downs. And this kid's going to be the same way. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. He's fast. Yeah. I mean, the linebacking core is the best they've ever had here, and I love it. It's the best, to me, the best position on the whole team.
Bring on September.
Yeah, I can't wait. I wish they practiced tomorrow.
Yes,
Let's
Jeff,
go.
always appreciate your insights. Thanks.
No problem.
Awesome. Thank you. Coming up next, Kentucky softball, embarrasses the Cardinals, and the women's basketball team has added 2 new names to its roster for next season. We'll talk about all that right after the break.
At Kroger, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
No one knows better than me that car crashes happen. But what I don't understand are the injuries and the deaths that are 100% preventable. Like the injuries caused by folks who will not buckle up their seatbelt, or crashes caused by folks who won't stop messing with their phone. Sometimes the drivers in those wrecks can't be saved. So please be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up, put the phone down.
Tune in to the Nick Mingione Show on Monday nights on 6:30 WLAP in Central Kentucky, or stream anywhere on UKathletics.com. Darren Hedrick talks with the Kentucky baseball head coach every week to share the latest from the Batcats.
You're watching BBN Game Day.
Welcome back. It was a heck of a week for the UK softball team.
Oh, man, was it? Any week that you beat Louisville, it's a pretty darn good week.
That's right, especially when it happens in this fashion. Yeah. The Cats scored 9 runs in the opening 4 innings to beat Louisville 9-0 in 5 innings run rule style. And Stephanie Schoonover threw a no-hitter. Sensational on Tuesday night, threw just 66 pitches, struck out 4 batters without allowing a single hit. And on offense, the Cats put up 5 spots in the top of the first thanks to a 3-run homer off the bat of Aaron Koffel and a 2-run blast from Taylor Ebbs. So count them. That makes 9 runs on 9 hits to run roll the Cardinals. Head coach Rachel Lawson, here's what she had to say about how they can keep the momentum rolling.
I think we've got to play clean defense. Every single game that we have lost this year has been because we have had really some terrible defensive play. And I love our defense. I love the people who play defense, but when we don't play defense, we don't win. It's that simple. So we're going to have to play clean defense. So when the ball is kept in the park, we're going to have to field it to keep the runs down.
Maggie, this was not in question from the very first pitch. The Cats are back to conference play this weekend, and it's an important one because Kentucky, Arkansas, and Alabama are all neck and neck at the top of the SEC standings. It's the Wildcats and Razorbacks in a 3-game series. Saturday's game is set for 8 o'clock on ESPN2, and Sunday's game, mark this down, has been moved up. It's now at noon on the SEC network. Oh, Mother Nature. Gotta love it.
Gotta love that. And hey, if 1 run rule is good, 2's going to be better. The Batcats put up an 11-1 beatdown on Bellarmine this week. Ryan Ritter hit a 3-run home run, and John Thrasher smacked a 2-run single for Kentucky to get its 20th win of the season.
It was pretty good stuff there. Game 3 of the Kentucky versus Missouri series is at 2 o'clock today. You can watch it on the SEC network, and our guy Darren Hedrick will have the call on the UK Sports Radio Network. All right, women's basketball. We talked about Rhyne Howard and her incredible WNBA achievement already, but the program had more good news too.
That's right. They officially had 2 new Wildcats sign on the dotted line. Let's start with Adibola Adiyeye.
Oh, very nice.
For short. Thank you. I've been practicing.
Good
Can
job.
you tell? She's going to go by Addie for short, just so you know. She's coming in as a graduate transfer by way of last season's MAC champions, the Buffalo Bulls. Adiyeye averaged about 6 points and 6 boards last year as a senior. But the important thing here, Christy, she's 6'2". She's a forward. Kentucky, of course, losing a lot of height this offseason. And with Howard off to the WNBA, some other Cats transferring out, getting an experienced player down low like this was high on Kyra Elsie's priority list, and she did it here with that EAA.
No question. The Cats also officially signed 4-star guard Kennedy Chandler. Just helped her high school team win the state title in Tennessee. Averaged 4.8 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 3 steals, 3 assists per game as a senior. ESPN has her listed as the 36th best guard in the 2022 class.
14 points a game.
Oh, what'd I say?
4.
Oh,
Give her some
14.
love. Come on.
Oh, my
Hype her
bad,
up.
Kennedy. Yes, absolutely. 14 points a game. This is going to be good stuff. No question about that. All right, we've got more BBN Game Day right after this.
A special thank you to our cornerstone partners, Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics, and Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Do 2 W-2s make a W-4?
Hi, I'm April. I know tax season can be a little messy. With Tax Act, you get your maximum refund. Switch to Tax Act and start for free.
Tax Act. It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
Using tax filing software. Smart. Know what's smarter? Using Tax Act. The one with the expertise to help you get more. Switch to Tax Act and start for free.
Tax Act.
School, which gets happened.
Welcome back to BBN Game Day, where it's time for This Week for the Wildcats, brought to you by Toyota. The Kentucky gymnastics team had 3 Wildcats competing at NCAA championships this week. Raina Worley, Callie Nixon, and Haley Davis absolutely showed out. Worley competed in the all-around competition, finishing with a team-high 12th overall. Nixon's a senior and was on the bars for her final event as a Wildcat, earning a 9.825, good for 38. And Davis made her nationals debut on the floor exercise, putting up a 9.850, which placed the sophomore 45th overall, a bright future ahead for her. The women's soccer team is playing the final game of its 2022 spring schedule today. It's Kentucky versus Miami of Ohio at 1 o'clock here in Lexington at the Bell. Admission is free, so head on over to campus and cheer on the Cats.
Also a big weekend for Kentucky tennis. It's UK versus Mississippi State for both the men and the women on Sunday. The women's matchup begins at noon at the Hillary J. Boone Complex here on UK's campus, and the men play on the road at 2 o'clock. All right, got to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. You're watching BBN Game Day.
Okay, you want to make pizza night with the family even better? Bam! Get yourself this Parmesan-crusted papadilla. So while the kids grab their slices, you'll be crunching on toasty flatbread folded with meats and cheese. It's like a golden, crispy little fireworks show in your mouth. Oh. Ooh. Get a Parmesan-crusted papadilla just for you, only at Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
The sun shines bright, the corn tops ripe, and birds make music all the day. This is our old Kentucky home, a place where we take the time to create and enjoy life's sweetest pleasures, like the finest Kentucky bourbon, the most authentic bluegrass music, and the most heartwarming family meal times that feature the highest quality meats from Kentucky Legend. Serve your family the very best. Kentucky Legend, where food ought to come from.
Bailed me out on that screen pass, yeah. I threw him a bad ball. He snagged it and got in.
Will Levis to Chris Rodriguez for the 8-yard touchdown in UK's spring game. That's our Coke play of the week. You just heard him say it, but Christy Levis said C-Rod bailed him out on this one. I don't know. I think this is going to get so much better with reps, and it could be a real part of this offense this year, especially with the talent in the running backs room.
Well, I think that shows you what a perfectionist Will is. He said, I threw him a bad ball. I don't know, Will. I thought that was pretty good. So, I mean, it didn't look like a bad of a ball.
It
so
ended in a touchdown.
It was fine. I think it's going to be just fine. But I'm with you. I like what we're seeing out of that spring game. Will Levis just continues to get better and better. So I think the sky's the limit for what can happen here, especially since a new offensive coordinator in Rich Scangarello seemed seamless on Saturday. So I think this is going to be great.
Yeah, the only bad part about the spring game is that it was over, and now we don't have football till August.
And it was cold.
That's true. That's
fair.
It
was so cold. Anyway, we'll forget about that. We'll put that one out.
We will for now. And football will be here before you know it. We're going to keep talking about it until then either way.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us on another episode of BBN Game Day.
We'll see you again next week. Until then, go Big Blue.
BBN Game Day, sponsored by Coca-Cola, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, Kentucky Select Chevy Dealers, Kroger, Lexington Opera House, Papa John's, Shelter Insurance, and Specialty Foods Group.